From Wildcat Stadium on the campus of St. James High School, welcome to the REV High School Game of the Week. Tonight, the St. James Wildcats are hosting the Ponchatoula Green Wave. It's a Friday night in Louisiana. Tonight's game is being presented by Custom Touch Homes of Louisiana. Hello, everybody. Welcome to St. James Parish. Welcome to St. James High School with Rob Mushmack, Dennis McCain. Rob, good to be back in sugarcane company.
Well, it is, and if you look around you, we're surrounded by sugarcane. I just hope they don't plow us over. They were out doing the harvest this afternoon when we got down here, and literally sits in the middle, surrounded by on all four sides by sugarcane fields.
Well, it really does, and we've had some great memories at St. James. Of course, they have a brand-new school now.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I say a brand-new school.
Well, it's been here several years, but they used to play it. You know, of course, the old school was right there on the Mississippi River. They had the old stadium back there between the stadium and the school and between the railroad tracks. And the train used to come by, and the old 702 was always on time and blowing the horn. So this stadium, not on a railroad track, but if you hear a train tonight, they've got a replica of the train's horn that they shoot off after homecoming. After a touchdown.
No doubt. They've brought it in. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to feature players from St. James and Ponchatoula on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
It's homecoming at St. James High School tonight. The Wildcats are getting ready to come out, and you see the way they come out. Ponchatula's already on the field. The train whistle's blowing. Not really the train, but it's a facsimile. And here come the Wildcats as they come in excited about homecoming. Both teams are led by pretty good quarterbacks.
Well, they are. Of course, Jackson Oakland, the sophomore signal caller. Both these schools, sophomore signal callers. Jackson Oakland, about 6'2", big guy. They'll need him to perform brilliantly tonight against a very fast and very athletic St. James defense.
And then, of course, for St. James.
Well, last year they said he couldn't do it. He was a freshman, and all he did was take St. James to the state championship game in the Superdome. Of course, talking about Juwan Jackson. And Jackson back for his sophomore season. I mean, how good is this going to be when he's a senior? He went to the Superdome as a freshman, does an outstanding job of running this offense for Coach Davis, and they're going to count on him tonight big against a 5A. Now they're stepping up in class here to play Ponchatoula 5A school. So we'll see what the Wildcats, but they're very athletic and got a lot of speed on the St. James.
Well, when we came
sideline.
into the stadium tonight, they were talking about the quarterback like he'd been here for 3 years, because he is truthfully a star, and he's going to be even a larger star.
Yeah, he's just a sophomore and only his third game as a sophomore. So I mean, barely out of his freshman season, but they're expecting big things out of him. And you can't do much better than last year unless you won a state championship. Of course, St. James 5 state championships, but the last one, 2019.
Well, we're bringing you the REV High School Game of the Week, and it's not possible without some fine sponsors that we'd like to thank tonight.
Yeah, of course, we want to thank the sponsors of the REV Game of the Week. Custom Touch Homes, our presenting sponsor. Custom Touch Homes on Airline Highway in Gonzales, across from Orso Funeral Home, is your Restore Louisiana modular home superstore. Stop in and see Kevin Ashe, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, 13548 Airline Highway. Roadrunner Towing, Miss Judy Smart and Mr. Paul Lowe. You don't think about needing a tow, but when you do, go with the best, Roadrunner Towing. And Gabriel Building Supply. Gabriel Building Supply on West Pine Street, 510 West Pine Street in Ponchatoula. GabrielBuildingSupply.com. Stop in and see Jasmine or Devin at Gabriel Building Supply.
So we're going down to the field now for the coin toss, and we're just moments away from action from St. James. And we've got time for just one more break here, and then we're coming back for the kickoff as St. James is getting ready to take on Ponchatula. The lights are on. It's Friday night in Louisiana. We're back, Rob. We talked about this stadium and the field. I don't know if I've ever seen a better looking field than this one at St. James.
Well, it's a great stadium. Sits out in the middle of, as we mentioned, the sugarcane fields, and not far from the Mississippi River, but not right on it like the old stadium used to be. And but they still get as loud, and they still draw as big a crowd as they did back in the days of Rick Gailey and the old school. And of course, Ponchatula, a rich heritage also. Of course, recently T.J. Finley that signed to play with LSU, and of course Hank Tierney. What an outstanding career he had as a coach at Ponchatoula High School and also at Shaw High School, but recently at Ponchatoula.
Well, we have some great memories of coming down to St. James, because they would have that. They had a circular drive in front of the school.
Let's go down to the field for the national anthem.
Oh, what a great job with the national anthem. And there comes our train again, or the sounds of the train. And we're ready for some football as we get set to go on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Sort of a late arriving crowd, so tons of tailgating going on when we were coming in earlier today, and major traffic jam in St. James Parish to get in here tonight, but great tailgating going on outside the stadium. The Ponchatoula crowd, late arriving crowd also, as I think some of them were out enjoying the festivities for the St. James homecoming.
Well, Parker Butler can kick a football, and he's going to kick it off for Ponchatoula. He has the ball teed up at the 40.
St. James will return the kick and going to send a couple of guys back deep. Jakai Villanueva and Jai Blaine, 4 and 7, as you get a good look at Butler there, teeing it up.
So Butler's chosen to put the ball just a little bit closer to his sideline, to that hash mark. That's his choice. And here he comes. He hits it. And St. James will have the ball to start the game, and a nice return out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, well done that time by Villanueva, and just waited for his blockers and took it out over the 35-yard line to the 36-yard line. St. James 36-yard line, and here come the Wildcats.
And Jackson will call the signals for the Wildcats. The Cats tonight in their black pants and gold jerseys and the black helmets, kind of that Michigan look on the helmet. Ponchatula all in white except the green helmet. They're the Green Wave. So let's see what Jackson decides to do on first down. He has a running back in the backfield with him, and he has 3 wide receivers to this side and a wide receiver out to the other side, and he's going to fire it down the field, and it's incomplete.
Just off the hands of Villanueva. Had a step on him just a little too far out of the reach. Nearly a big play right out the chute for the Wildcats.
Is that something you do, is practice that first play of a game? You know it's coming.
Well, you usually script the first 10 to 20 plays, and that was certainly one they've worked on, and just a tad off, or they'd have had 64 in the end zone.
Well, let's see what the Wildcats do now. They play at second down, and they play at 10, and a handoff up the middle, and a nice gain of about 7 yards as they take it straight up the middle.
Coming up out of the defensive secondary, Adrian Cozy in on the stop, 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats.
Well, that was a quiet 7 yards. We'll see what Jackson decides to do here. Hand it off on the right side, and that is going to be right at the first down marker.
Yeah, he got it. They handed it off that time, ran it to the far side. Xavier Johnson got it by about a half a yard. 1st and 10, St. James.
So Johnson did a good job on both of those carries, and the offensive line, a nice job. Very quietly they get the first down because they pushed the Ponchatula line back. First down, and a throw is incomplete, and a good chance to be intercepted that time as the ball was overthrown.
Broke off his coverage. Chad Mangelsing had an opportunity to pick that off. It hit right at his feet. If he'd have seen it just maybe a step earlier, Ponchatula would have had the interception. Complete out there on the far side, right on the Ponchatula bench. Got it out there to number 4. That's Villanueva.
Yeah, Villanueva had a great game last year as St. James went to the state championship. Lost in that state championship game, but they have a lot of their players back. Now they'll play at 3rd down and 3 to go. as Jackson.
Yeah, look for Johnson again on that handoff. There's Johnson with it there. Nope, they fake it to him, go to Villanueva.
And he's got the first down. He's at the 40. He's at the 35, and he's dancing around, and he steps out of bounds, but he has a first down for St. James.
Great play flake to Johnson. And not only did I bite on it, but so did the defensive front for the Green Wave.
Very skillful and good maneuvering down the sideline that time for Villanueva as he gets the first down. Jackson wants a football. He wants to throw it again. They want to go to the air with it. He keeps it, and he's got 2 yards. He's got 5. He's got 10. And he's down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, picked up 13 and another first down for the big guy. And rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling down to the 20-yard line.
St. James, they have something going on this first drive as Jackson is waiting for the football. And he drops the ball, and that'll cost him about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, they did the right thing, though. Good penetration by the Ponchatula defense, and instead of taking a chance on trying to pick that up and run with it, he just smothered it.
St. James moving a few new players into the game, and let's see what they do after losing on first down. Jackson, his cadence. He has wide receivers. He loves to put receivers on this near side. He has one out to the right, and that's the way he's looking. And he has a man open at the goal line. Touchdown, St. James.
Kanye Zenon in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Just laid it out there, and Zenon ran under it, and the Wildcats take just over 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 10 seconds on that drive to go 64 yards.
Great job by the receiver as he was behind the secondary early on, and a good job by Jackson because he put a little air under it and just lofted it up for a touchdown, and St. James has the lead. Now let's see what the Wildcats decide to do. They're going to...
Well, they brought Shake Snyder in. He'll kick it.
Yeah, Shake Snyder's going to kick the point after a touchdown. Shake Snyder puts it...
He missed it.
Up in the air, but it's no good.
Missed it to the right.
So the score is 6-0. They missed the extra point, but the Wildcats have the lead. It's 6-0, and in a sugarcane field in St. James Parish on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. BSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
Welcome back, everybody, to St. James Parish. The Wildcats take the opening kickoff, and they march it down the field, and they have a 6-0 lead.
Shake Snyder going to tee it up at the 40. Back deep for the Green Wave. Got a single deep and two around the 25-yard line. Back deep is going to be Zenon. Check that. It's going to be Will Walker. Walker, the sophomore, another sophomore.
Shake Snyder has the ball teed up at the 40, and he puts a foot into it.
And that's going to be a flag as the ball just kind of dribbles out of bounds about the 26-yard line, and that's going to set up Ponchatoula in good field position.
Yeah, Ponchatoula will bring it out to the 35, and that'll be a great place for the Green Wave to start as they try to answer the touchdown by St. James.
So the Green Wave will play a first down at their own 35. St. James started at the 36, so about the same field position for both these offenses to get it cranked up. St. James took it the distance.
Jackson Oquan, the quarterback for the Green Wave. He is going to take the ball and hand it off. There's nothing there.
Oh, my.
He got shut down in the backfield. They gave it to Basso, and they got him right after he got the football, covered him up, and knocked him down for a loss.
Yeah, the defensive front for St. James, very talented defensive front. Some big guys up there on the front. You got 77, James Rose, and 61,
so
Brody Lassane.
This time Ponchatoula spread it out a little bit, and they will put a man in motion and then turn around and fake it to him, and Oquan keeps the ball, but there's nothing there.
No, Oquan's going to lose a couple of more, so 2 offensive snaps, and Ponchatoula is going to play a third down and 14. As you get another look at it here as they fake the handoff.
The Wildcats,
Malvo.
Yeah, they just denying everything that Ponchatoula is trying to do. So this time, Ponchatoula will put wide receivers to the left, 3 of them. Then they have 2 down this way. And so Oquan will have a number of receivers that he can go to. Gets a low snap and has to scramble the football out to the left, and the Wildcats are after him. They'll just bump him out of bounds back near the original line of scrimmage, and then that'll shut that drive down because it'll be 4th and 10.
Yeah, the snap didn't get to him, and that's about all Oquan could do. And they ran him out of bounds. About going to be a 4th down and about right at 10. They'll have to punt it away and back deep and we've got a stoppage in play.
That'll cost Ponchatoula 5 yards. Back them up to the 30. They started at the 35 after the ball was kicked out of bounds, so the Green Wave will punt it away from their own 30-yard line. Barely got that one away, and the ball is
going to be great field position for St. James as the ball went off the side of the foot of their punter, Alex Lloyd. And they're going to credit that as a
it's about a 15-yard punt.
Yep, you're exactly right. 15-yard punt is it wasn't a shank, but it wasn't solidly hit, and St. James with a great opportunity here in the first quarter with 7:13 to go in the first quarter, already leading 6-0.
Jaquan Jackson took him into the end zone the first time, and this time he is handing off for a gain of just 2. A better job that time by Ponchatoula.
Much better job. Got a little bit of penetration up front, and they were able to bring Johnson down, gain of about 1.5 yards.
Second down, 8 to go as Jackson is taking a lot of the play clock here as he is waiting on second down and 8, and he wants to throw it. He's wanted to do that all night, and when he keeps it, he does it well. And this time he hustles inside the 40, then scampers down to the 35 and down to the 32, and he has a first down for St. James.
Another look at it here as you see him just take the ball, tuck it, and run. Good coverage by the Ponchatoula defensive secondary, but able to pick up enough yardage for the first down, and St. James setting up shop again.
You get the feeling that Jackson has deceiving speed. It doesn't look, he looks like he's
a glider.
Yeah, he glides around, but he clearly has some speed, and he has getting ready to have the ball again. He wants to throw it. And there he goes to one of his favorite receivers there in Venezuela. or Villanueva, and he's down to about the
Jacai
10.
Villanueva.
Yeah, right. Good gain for St. James, and they're driving with the football again, threatening to make the score 12-0.
Johnson, Johnson, and Johnson.
And when you hear that train whistle, it's a touchdown for St. James, and the Wildcats have opened up a 12-0 lead on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on VSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointers, good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available.
So St. James going to go for 2 to try and make it 14-0.
Roll out to the right for Jackson. Jackson keeps it, and he dances in for the 2-point conversion. And 2 plus 12 is 14. St. James with a 14-0 lead on a Louisiana Friday night. We are in sugarcane country of Louisiana.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on VSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointers, good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now, click on the Purchased Games tab, and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
Well, very quickly, St. James, they had the ball twice, and they just put it in the end zone 2 times, and they did it pretty easily.
Then they went 64 the first time. They went 45 the second time, and it's just go time now for Ponchatoula. You've got to make something happen offensively here, and you certainly don't want to put your defense right back out on the field. They don't necessarily need to score, but they need to hold on to the football, pick up a few first downs, and give that defense a breather as Shake Snyder tees it up again. Will Walker back deep.
There goes the kick, and Ponchatoula will bring the kickoff back. Once again, they have good field position. They started the 35 last time, and that's about where they are now at the 35.
Yeah, that was Jaden Walker, 5'7", 140-pounder. Walker gets it out to about the 34, 35-yard line. Very important for the Green Wave to be able to get positive yardage on first down. Don't be behind the sticks.
So once again, their quarterback is Aucoin, Jackson Aucoin. Basso is standing in the backfield with him. And they'll give it to him in a nice opening on that left side. And on first down, they get a first down, and they get it all the way out to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, good run that time. 14 yards on that carry, and really didn't get a good solid tackle on him till he was about 11 yards down the field, and he forged it forward for 3 more, and we've got that 6-minute rehydration break.
We'll call it a water break, and we'll take a timeout. You are watching the REV High School Game of the Week as we thank some very important people.
Yeah, let's thank Custom Touch Homes, Louisiana. Stop in and see Mr. Kevin Ashey on Airline Highway across from Urso Funeral Home. Roadrunner Towing, you don't think about needing a tow, but when you do, go with the best. Miss Judy Smart and Mr. Paul Lowe at Roadrunner Towing. And Gabriel Building Supply on West Pine Street in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. That's GabrielBuildingSupply.com. Stop in and talk with Jasmine or Devin. You had a good time with Jasmine.
Yeah, I really did.
And
you know, West, that's a good-looking store, isn't it? That building
beautiful.
supply
You don't
store.
know how big it is till you
No,
step
it's
in
huge, and they have everything just very modern-looking, and we thank Jasmine and Devin. And here we go as Ponchatula throws on first down, and little bit wide of the mark there. At West Pine Drive in Ponchatoula, that's the main street. And as you keep going, you finally get to the high school.
Yeah, high school, pretty good piece down there. The first time we went down there, we turned around and said, heck, I think we're lost. And we only missed it by about 2 blocks. When we rode back, where we turned around was about 2 blocks from where we needed to be.
Second down, 10 to go. Basso again. They hit him this time. Oh, they stack him up. The Wildcats get him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard, but that's it.
Going to be 3rd and 9, a long 9 for Ponchatoula. The guy they really want to get it to is Walker, and he's in the slot on the far side.
St. James bringing some new players into the game. Noquin has wide receivers, and he'll hand it off on a draw play, but that didn't fool anybody. As the Wildcats come in and hit the ball carrier in the backfield.
It didn't faze Nolan Zenon, the linebacker. He got there in a hurry.
Pretty much 2 things you can look for in a situation like that is a draw play or a pass, and they were watching for both. So Ponchatula will punt it away.
Villanueva deep, and Alex Lloyd to punt it away.
Here's the punt, left-footed into the air. The ball is hitting, and it's taking a St. James bounce to the 40, so you better grab it. The Green Wave, they do grab it. Good field position for St. James when they come back with the ball on the REV High School Game of the Week. First down for St. James.
Well, actually, they're going to make them punt it again, Dennis.
Oh, yeah. They'll punt it again. And this time it's a better punt, so a penalty against St. James is an advantage for Ponchatula. The ball goes in the end zone, but instead of starting at the 40, they'll start at their 20.
At their 20, and nearly pinched it down. Looked like a sand wedge. But when it hit, it took an odd bounce and trickled into the end zone. But there was no flag before the commercial break. I'm not sure why they repunted it, but it looked like they had moved the ball to the 46 when originally they were punting it from around midfield. Maybe the field position wasn't right.
Well, at any rate, St. James has it now. They have a 2-score lead at 14-0. And they have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Two blockers in front of the ball carrier, who is going across the 35 out to the 40-yard line, and that's your man right there. As they give it to Villanueva.
You want me to try that one?
No,
more
I
time?
got it. I'm going to get it this time. Villanueva.
Leighton Bazile on the stop for
Yeah.
Ponchatoula. Picked up 19.
19 and a first down. Jackson is waiting for the football. He has everybody out to throw it to. And he throws it and out to the 49-yard line, and a nice gain on first down. That's right at the first down marker.
And Villanueva going to need an oxygen tank before the first quarter's over there. He's getting his work out here in the first quarter.
Villanueva catching the football, running the football. And that time he is just short of the first down, so that'll make it 2nd down and 1 to go for the Wildcats. fake the run,
Look out.
throw it in there. He goes. Villanueva to the end zone. Touchdown, St. James.
What a great play. Is it looked like Jackson was going to run the football as he took a few steps towards the line of scrimmage and then just pulled up and threw it. Watch, you'll see here at the end of the play. But it was pretty good coverage initially by Malik Brown, but Villanueva just ran through it, and the football was right there once he broke free, and too much speed, and he got to the end zone quickly.
So let's see what they do now. 14-0. The extra point would make it 21.
Shake Snyder in to kick it.
Well, he missed the first one. Let's see if he can convert this one. Gets a good snap and a good hold.
Missed it.
Missed it again. So 2 misses, but 3 touchdowns equals to 20 points. How do you lose Villanueva? Because you got to keep somebody watching him at all times. He's in the backfield. He's running pass patterns.
He's a tough guy to go man-to-man against. You can try zone, but if he finds, all he's got to do is break a tackle if you're in the zone. But in man coverage like that, once he gets behind you and Jackson gets some air under it,
as you would say, gone. Well, it's 20-0 St. James. Reminiscent a little bit of Sunday in Seattle. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
Well, we're back. Our new score, St. James 20, Ponchatoula nothing. The Wildcats in their gold jerseys and their black breeches and black helmets kick it off as Shake Snyder hits it, and Ponchatula will have it at about their own 33-yard line.
It's Walker again on the carry. On the return, Jaden Walker.
What do you do if you're Ponchatula right here now? It seems like that St. James is in the backfield, and so that interrupts a lot of your plans.
Yeah, well, I mean, were you asking me? Or were you
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Well, I mean, what you got to do is you have to.
No, I was asking you, what do they need to do?
You've got to get positive yardage on first down. You've got to be in second or third and short. You can't be in first or second and long. Timeout, Ponchatoula. All right, so check that. St. James.
Well, the Wildcats want a timeout, and we're going to pause with them on the REV High School Game of the Week. Well, what a beautiful night in St. James Parish. Of course, St. James High School on one side of the river, and on the other side, that's Lutcher High School.
They don't like each other.
No, they don't. That's a good rivalry. This is the parish that you hear about those bonfires. That's on the other side in Lutcher on Christmas Eve as Papa Noel is getting ready to make his entrance into Louisiana. A tradition in Lutcher on the other side of the river, but both sides of the river, St. James Parish. Here comes Ponchatula now. Hand it off, and Rob, you say they need a little something on first down, but they lose 2, and that's not what you want.
No, you got to get ahead of the sticks, and that's where you have to start. And they lined up that time, ran it out of the wildcat or the shotgun with direct snap to the running back, and St. James was just not having any of it.
Ponchatoula with 3 receivers out to the left and a receiver out to the right. Aucoin has Basso in the backfield with him. And he has a 5-man line, and he wants to throw it. And there's a flag on the play as the whistle blows it dead, maybe an early start.
False start on Ponchatoula. So there again, here we are, 2nd and 17, and you just nobody. I don't care who it is. It could be the Kansas City Chiefs. If you're playing 2nd and 17 all night long, you're so limited on your offensive play calling.
Well, they'll need to put this one in the air, you would think. Aucoin, once again with Basso, he's going to roll out to his left. He'll have to throw across his body, and he'll just flip it up and have it picked off into the end zone. Touchdown, St. James.
Oh, wow. That's the defensive back for St. James, Jai Blaine, who picked it off, and you'll see right there just nobody in front of him, nothing except the end zone. But there was a flag. There was a flag thrown. It's a personal foul, and it's going to come back. It's an illegal block. But St. James will keep the football, but they'll have to start it about there, probably around the 35-yard line.
Well, Rob, I mentioned as Aucoin was rolling to his left, when you're doing that and you're right-handed, you have to, you know, that's a tough throw. And the ball floated on him a little bit, and they got it picked off. But as you mentioned, there will be a penalty on the play, and so the score will stay at 20-0, but the official said that it's St. James's ball.
Yes. Post-possession foul. It was an illegal block. Personal foul, illegal block. Probably that blindside block. But nevertheless, St. James has the football, and another golden opportunity for this offense.
First down at the 33-yard line. Throw it out to the right side, incomplete. That'll set up a 2nd down and 10 for St. James. So Jackson has 2nd down and 10. They haven't played a lot of down 2nd and 10 tonight. They always are getting 5 or 6 on first down. Let's see what Jackson does right here. He will hand it off, and it opens wide open down inside the 10-yard line.
Boy, did he get there in a hurry, and that's Jaden. You gotta believe that's Jakai's brother, Jaden Villanova.
Or Venezuela. All right, here we go. Here is the throw to the back of the end zone, and, well, the train's blowing.
You know what that means.
Touchdown, St. James.
Yeah, got it to Jakai Villanova in the back of the end zone, and St. James running away with this one.
So Villanova, touchdown. And I tell you what, St. James, Rob, they're having their way tonight.
Well, and my apologies to Mr. Villanova. You were wrong. I was wrong in correcting you. And our director in New Orleans sent out a text and said, "Here you go, boys."
Villanova. Well, that's easier.
Yeah. They play basketball, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. So here comes the extra point. as St. James is trying to make it 27-0. And they do. St. James out to a big lead on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. BSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
It's the REV High School Game of the Week. St. James High School, that's where we are tonight. The Wildcats with a 27-0 lead with 1:21 to go in the first period. And this St. James team, they're going to be, you could see them back in the Dome again.
Yeah, they're Ponchatoula is a 5A club, and St. James 3A. But so far it has been all St. James, and I mean all St. James.
Shake Snyder kicks it off.
Walker with it, and Walker, look out, look out.
He's to the outside across midfield of the 45-yard line. Let's see where they mark him as he goes out of bounds. But a big return for Ponchatula, and they needed that. Maybe that'll get them going.
Their best field position of the night, and need to make something happen in a really, really bad way.
Well, they have the ball at the 48-yard line. So they have good field position. Oquan brings his Green Wave team up, and Basso has it. But St. James has him. He got two, but that's it.
And that's not Basso, that's Malvo, the junior, 29 that carried it. 29 and 28, their jerseys look a lot alike.
That's a good job of getting another back in the game. We'll call it second down and 8 to go now.
Uh-oh.
Well, St. James saying they have the football, and the officials pointing that way.
Well, Oquan was not ready for the snap. You see the ball just hit him in the waist. And St. James jumps on top of it, and just that quickly, the Green Wave defense is back on the field.
So the official points toward the Mississippi River, and he says first down, St. James. So you'll see where St. James gets the ball. Ponchatula already down 27-0. And Jackson still in the game at quarterback for St. James as they play it from midfield. He wants to throw it, and he fires it to a receiver, and the ball is tipped up in the air and incomplete.
Yeah, tried to get it downfield to Rakai Lee. Lee was there, ball just a little bit underthrown.
So with a 27-0 lead, St. James still trying to get more as they put that one up in the air. Second down, 10 to go. Hand it off, and a big run to the right side and all the way down inside the 5 and into the end zone. That's a touchdown as they give the ball to Johnson.
No flags.
And he carries it home. Xavier Johnson, touchdown St. James.
Just nobody home in the middle of the field for Ponchatoula, and Johnson broke it into the secondary and cut it upfield, and the train horn was a-blowing.
They anticipate that, too. That horn is already going when he hits the goal line.
He was blowing it at about the 5.
So Shake Snyder will attempt the extra point. Blocked and no good. So they've been unsuccessful a few times on the extra point, but still look at the big lead. At 33-0, St. James on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
It's the REV High School Game of the Week. It's the St. James Game of the Week right now. 33-0. The young men from St. James Parish lead it over Ponchatoula in from Tangipahoa Parish. And what a great city they have in Ponchatoula with the Antique District and so forth.
We had a lot of fun over there.
We did. Tangipahoa Parish, and some people pronounce it Tangipahoa. I was always, when I did news, they said Tangipahoa, but Tangipahoa. It starts right there at the bottom with Ponchatula, then goes to Hammond, and then you have Independence and Tickfaw, and Amite that's the parish seat, and then all the way up to Kentwood, to the north part of the parish, just before you get to Mississippi. And so out of bounds again. Yep. So Ponchatula will start it at the 35. They need all the field position they can get right now. Well, the officials are going to put it all the way up at the 42. Did it go out of bounds that far up the field?
Yeah, it's where the ball went out of bounds,
right?
Or the 35 if it crosses the 35.
So Ponchatula will go on the offense, and the first pass is tipped away.
Well, that's Walker they were trying to get it to. That he's the guy. Pretty sure-handed too. It surprises him not come up with that one.
Well, he had a chance. The ball's at the 42, second down, 10 to go, but still Ponchatula, Rob, to your point, having trouble on first down.
Well, this is the best second down they've had, 2nd and 10.
Roll it out to the left, but once again, you have to throw across your body. And so Oquan just flips it out of bounds, and that'll set up a 3rd and 10.
5 seconds to go in this first quarter, and
so one of the longest quarters I think we've ever broadcast. Almost 46 minutes?
Yeah, this has been a while, and
so it's 3rd down and 10 for Ponchatula. The young men from the east on the west side of the Mississippi River, a nice completion for 6 yards as they get it to Walker, but that's short of a first.
So going to be 4th down and about 5.5. And Ponchatoula looks like they're going to send the punting unit out again as we end the first quarter. And one that I'm sure that Ponchatoula would as soon forget. And St. James, wow, that's impressive.
It's a Louisiana Friday night on REV, the REV High School Game of the Week from St. James High School.
"90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections."
You're passionate about the game. Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center is passionate about your safety through education, conditioning, and injury prevention strategies. Our team of sports medicine trained experts is dedicated to help keep you safe. But if an injury does occur, we have the expertise to help you get safely back to the game. So whether you play competitively or just enjoy a friendly game, Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center is here to help keep you safe.
Back to play from St. James. Bad snap, and St. James is all over it at the 31-yard line. That's where the Wildcats will take over.
Just couldn't handle the snap, and St. James at the 32-yard line, as you'll see it again right here, just went right through his hands, and so St. James will have it again in Ponchatoula territory, and when things go south, Dennis, they go south.
Jackson is still in the game, and he has Villanova spread out there to the right. He has two receivers to the right and a wide receiver to the left, and he'll just hand it off and down to about the 25-yard line for a good gain on first down.
Yeah, that's the sophomore Jaden Villanova. Picked up nearly 8.
Wide out to the right, a couple of men. He has two to the right, and he has two receivers out to the left, Jackson does. Pretty much has a lot of options on first down, and he'll just pound it straight ahead, and that will be enough for the first down.
Nice play defensively up front that time. Dallas Lowe, 6-footer, 275-pounder.
Hand it off again, and a gain this time of only about 2 yards as they have Frazier in the game.
Braden Hurst, the first green wave to get to him. And
Chaden Frazier, the running back. Makes it second down, 8 to go. The Wildcats 33-0 up, and they're threatening again. Jackson this time wants to throw the football, and he throws it, and down inside the 5-yard line. First and goal to go.
Landon Gravois nearly broke it into the end zone. Shed a tackle there, lost his balance. Down to about the 3, checked at the 4.
But it's first down and goal to go. Handoff on the right side.
Villanova.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, St. James, as they give it to Jaden Villanova. And he takes it to the end zone.
So Shake Snyder will come in to attempt the extra point.
They'll shift the line back for Shake Schneider, or will they go for two? Fireworks going off literally in St. James Parish. Shake Schneider will come in to attempt the extra point. And holding on the play will be Gravois.
Wide right.
He's had a little trouble with that extra point, but it doesn't really matter because look at the big lead for the St. James Wildcats. Only just a couple of minutes into the second quarter on the REV High School Game of the Week. You are watching the REV High School Game of the Week presented by Custom Touch Homes of Louisiana.
Custom Touch Homes, our presenting sponsor for the remainder of the 25 football season, and Mr. Kevin Ashe and Scott Larson at Custom Touch Homes. What a great job they do, and go see them right there in Gonzales on Airline Highway.
So we're just starting the second quarter. And it's 39-0. St. James ready to play some football tonight, and they're off to a big start. As Shake Schneider
going to be Walker.
Kicks it off to Walker. Walker is finding a little running room across the 40. He's out to the 43. That'll be good field position for Ponchatoula.
Another look at it here from ground level. So 1st and 10 for Ponchatoula at their own 43-yard line.
So here come the Green Wave now down and down big. As they'll keep going with Aucoin as quarterback, and he'll hand it off in the middle in a gain of just about a half yard, but that's it. Gave it that time to Malvo. Number 29, he got a half yard, second down. We'll call it 9 to go for the Green Wave. From their own 43-yard line, Aucoin looking to throw. He's pressured, rolls out to the right, and he's bumped out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, maybe the 46.
He'll have to sit out a play. That helmet came off. So they'll have to bring in another signal caller for this one.
So let's see what the Green Wave, they are in desperate need of a first down right here as they play at third down and almost 7 to go. Keep it.
Walker.
And Walker is running the ball right up near the first down marker.
He got it.
He's got it by just the nose of the ball. The Green Wave has a first down. Maybe they'll find something with Walker and the Wildcat. First down, Green Wave. They have it across midfield. They haven't been across midfield a whole lot tonight. Out to the right side. And a big run as they get it out there that time.
That's Walker.
Again to Walker.
Another look at it here. Walker, just a sophomore.
So maybe Ponchatula says, why not? We're moving the football, so we'll leave Walker in the game. Oakland had to come out as his helmet flew off. So Walker and Ponchatula play it from the 28-yard line, and they'll hand it off for a gain of only 1, maybe not even that.
Xavier Anderson, defensive lineman, first one to arrive for the Wildcats.
Malvo is the running back for Ponchatoula. Walker still in there at quarterback. He's in the Wildcat. He'll keep it out to the left side, and they just absolutely are having none of that.
Nolan Zenon. You'll see Zenon, number 9, coming to your screen right there, and
nowhere to go
make the stop
as he wraps him up. And that'll make it a 3rd down and 10 to go for Ponchatula.
Oakland back in at quarterback.
So that'll give him the option of throwing the ball to Walker. If it's open, Oakland is looking down the field. He's being pressured, rolls out to the right. He can throw it going that way, though. Nobody to throw it to, and he throws it away. That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Well, they'll leave the offense out there now in positive territory.
Fourth down, 10 to go for Ponchatula. They've moved the ball to the 28-yard line of St. James, but they need a first down right here. Oakway in the game. He has 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. As he calls his cadence, and now he wants a football. He has it. Wants to throw. He's being pressured, and they get him. Big charge by St. James. Knocked down at the 42-yard line.
Blaine came off the edge and really got there in a hurry, and you see Blaine there, 7. So ball will go over on downs to St. James at their own 40.
Now, this has been a tough contest for Ponchatula so far. Probably see a lot of new players in the game shortly, but not right now because it looks like Jackson is still calling the signals. Triple threat out there to the right. Hand it off straight ahead.
Johnson
across the 45 to the 47. He got about 7 on first down. St. James in no hurry here because
it's the 6-minute break.
They have a big lead and the clock's running, and we're going to take a break. In Louisiana, we do that, a water break every quarter on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on VSN that you would like to keep forever?
3-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports Now, click on the Purchased Games tab, and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
We are in St. James Parish. on the Rev High School Game of the Week, the St. James Wildcats with a 39-0 lead over Ponchatoula, and the Wildcats have the ball, and they're driving again as they have it out to their own 47-yard line. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. That's the hydration break. That is a rule in Louisiana. Every quarter in September, at the 6-minute mark, you take a break. And that's what we just did. Jackson is a good-looking athlete, Rob, at quarterback. Jaquan Jackson plays it. 2nd and 3. Handoff, first down to the 40 and all the way down the sideline with a good run and pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. That time,
Jamari Holloway bumped him out.
Yep, that time it was Johnson on the carry, and Johnson just glided down that sideline, and he dashed with the ball inside the 35 to the 33. Here he comes again for 3 on first down. So that'll set up a 2nd down and 7.
Bazile again on the stop. Mentioned his name several times so far tonight. Senior linebacker.
So Jackson is going to get a new running back in there, and he's going to get Frazier back in the game. We saw him on one of the earlier drives. Puts his head down and takes the ball to the 25-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd down and 2 for St. James High School. Wildcats in no hurry with the big lead, and now a tight formation this time as they give it away, and it opens up inside
Villanova.
the 10. Villanova to the 3-yard line.
Little man just keeps the legs moving north and south and doesn't do a whole lot of east and west running.
Well, Jackson will keep Villanova in the backfield with him. Jaden Villanova and Jackson, who's going to get it. Villanova is being hit. They stopped him, delayed him, but he didn't. They couldn't wrap him up, and he takes it to the end zone. Touchdown, St. James.
.337 to go in the first half. And Shake Snyder one more time.
Well, they just keep trying to get that extra point. Let's see if Shake Snyder can get it this time.
Drilled it.
That time he got it. The train whistle goes off, and that's another point for St. James. And the Wildcats are opening it up. 46-0 St. James on the Rev High School Game of the Week. Welcome back, everybody, as we thank some very important people tonight.
Custom Touch Homes, across the street from Orso Funeral Home on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Your Restore Louisiana modular home superstore. Roadrunner Towing, Miss Judy Smart and Paul Lowe. You don't think much about needing a tow, but when you do, go with the best, Roadrunner Towing. And Gabriel Building Supply in Ponchatoula, GabrielBuildingSupply.com on Pine Street. Stop in and see Jasmine and Miss Devon.
So a big night for St. James. It's homecoming for them.
Kicked it out of bounds, so that's going to put it at the 35.
That's kind of what you want to do on homecoming, isn't it? For all of your alumni coming back.
And there are just not many empty seats on the home side of the stadium. It is, all you can see is the aisles. And they've supported this program for a long time. You know, we mentioned Rick Gailey really got things turned around in the 90s. And Rick no longer with us, but did an outstanding job. Had a great staff here and some great athletes and several runs to the Superdome. And we were down here one night for a St. James Redemptress game that you and I didn't know it at the time, but we played a part in getting a rule change on a hold on a punt. And
the old rule was that the possession didn't change until the other team caught the ball, so it was in the air. So what they did was it was holding, defensive holding, and so he came back and gave the offense a first down, and we didn't think that was right, and we sent that suggestion in, and they took our suggestion.
Well, Basso with it, and things we don't think is right is I went back and looked at it again, and the poor man who got called for roughing the kicker last week on that punt, if you run with the football and you're running up the sidelines and you decide, I'm about to get hit, let me stop and punt it, and you get whacked, there's no way that could be roughing the punt. But it was called, and they marked off 15 yards against them, but I'd have to revisit that one.
So here's Ponchatoula now. They got a first down. Let's see if they can get a little something going before halftime, and they won't on that play. Stop right at the line of scrimmage.
There's a bunch of Wildcats there that time.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 10 for Ponchatoula as we play it in the second quarter. Oakland is wanting to throw it. He does, and he throws it way down the field. Incomplete and almost picked off. Good coverage by the Wildcats.
So 3rd and 10 for Ponchatoula. And it's been a struggle on offense tonight. 9 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, let's see what the Green Waves, let's see what they do right here. Oakland is pulling up. Timeout, Ponchatoula. Timeout on the field. You're watching the REV High School Game of the Week. Welcome back to St. James, and maybe you've noticed the clock is running.
Well, it's down to 0.2 of a second now, and we're going to get some confirmation at half, but it appeared that last minute or so of the first half, and we're going to get it confirmed, but it looked like they may have gone to running time.
And that's an option that you have.
Well, from my understanding is both coaches have to agree to it. There's not a trigger mechanism to it. It's just both teams have to agree to do it, and it appears they did that. But timeout stopped the clock, and so we're not 100% sure of that, but it looks that way.
Well, barring a penalty, this will be the last play of the first half as Oquan is being chased, and he just throws it into the ground, and that will probably end the first half.
It did, and the teams will go to their locker rooms, and we'll have halftime coming up after this. It'll be the St. James homecoming court being presented. We'll show that, and if Miss Oob can do her duties with the Queen and give her the crown and make it up here in time, we're going to have her at halftime, the fine principal of St. James High School. Big, tremendous help to us so far today. You know, I say so far because we don't know what we might need between now and the end of the game.
Right,
but
you
she's
are
on top of it.
Right, you are. We'll make an effort, though, to show some of that, a lot of that homecoming activity. Right now we're at halftime, and we're so glad that you have joined us for a high school football Louisiana style, and you're looking at one of the best teams in the state in their class, the St. James Wildcats, with a 46-0 lead.
"90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections."
Crescent Payroll Solutions is a local payroll company with great customer service. Unlike those national companies, our clients enjoy the relationship we build with them. And we are more than just payroll. We also help with company HR needs for small to mid-sized companies. Crescent Payroll Solutions is the fastest growing independent payroll company in the state with a 98% client retention rate. Call or email us today to learn more about how we can help you with all of your payroll and HR needs.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
Welcome back to St. James High School. I'm joined right before the homecoming festivities take place, which we'll cover for you. But I'm joined by the fine principal at St. James High School, Miss Oob. And Miss Oob, since we've gotten here, the hospitality's been outstanding. I know you were able to help us out in a pinch, and we appreciate that. But the community support for your school and your athletic program and all your parents here really support the school.
Yes, they do. St. James High School is a very special place. I'm an alumnus of St. James High School, and it feels like home when I became principal here. And the support that we get from the community, from the parents, community leaders, it's just been amazing. So I'm glad that you feel at home here at St.
Well,
James High School.
we do, and we always do. We were talking the first time we did a game was over 20 years ago at the old school.
Okay.
When Rick Gailey was coaching, and they were playing, the train would come by and blow the horn. Yeah, I've got a replica of it here
yes,
now,
we do.
but still sounds the same, but it doesn't look the same.
Right.
But it's homecoming. A lot of alumni here. Huge crowd on the home side of the stadium. Ponchatoula showed up with their crowd, and it's just been a fun evening. And some of the things we can look forward to at homecoming. I know you're going to have a new queen tonight.
Yes, we are.
Not sure how you got out of that duty and got up here with me when usually I thought you'd be down there putting the crown on. But do we have any inside scoop on who might be the queen?
Well, we actually did the voting about a month ago, and we have our former queen, Caitlin LeVay. She came back. She traveled all the way from North Louisiana just to come to crown the new queen. And our new queen is Maya Joseph. She's a senior. She's on the cheerleading squad. So it's great, and it's really interesting because I taught the previous queen's parents, and I taught the current queen's parents.
And
so I've been in education for a long time.
You must have been a child bride because to do both of those.
Yeah, I started teaching very young.
You're aging well.
Thank you. It's the kids. The kids keep me young here.
But your football team obviously made the run last year to the Superdome, and something that, the way they looked in the first half tonight, you got to believe they got a shot at getting back there again.
Yes, I definitely believe it, because St. James, we're not just a football school. We are great at academics as well, but there's nothing like Friday night in beautiful downtown Vacherie with the hometown crowd supporting us, and we're looking to make another run into the Dome. We didn't get the ending that we wanted last year, but we're definitely looking good this year, and I expect us to definitely go pretty far into the season and be back in that Dome in December.
Well, the way you look tonight, you got my vote.
I appreciate that. I wish it was that easy like homecoming.
And you'll see some of the court being introduced now. Some of your football players actually doing the escorting, and the homecoming court consists of all four classes. Is that correct?
We do. We have all four classes. We actually have each class vote. So we have representatives from freshman class. We also have one representative each, male and female, from the freshman class, 2 from the sophomore class, 3 from the junior class, and 4 from the senior class. And the top vote getter is going to be the king and the queen, and the student body exclusively votes, and they have to exhibit our motto, which is THDE, which Coach Gailey brought to St. James High School: tradition, honor, discipline, and excellence. And they have to exhibit those 4 traits in order to become a candidate. And it's just really exciting because all of the students, they campaign for about a week, and the students vote, and it's really great to see that all of our students are represented equally here at St. James High School for our homecoming. So it's awesome.
Well, and we talked about the old school, but the new school's not super new anymore. It's been here for several years, but the upgrade in facilities as to what the old St. James has got to be just a thrill.
Yes, it is. The school opened here in 2018, 2019. And that was actually the year that we won in the Superdome. So that was
last
great.
state championship, 2019. You're right.
2019, and we just love the facility here. It's in beautiful downtown Vacherie, like I said, and it's just amazing. I have a great staff, maintenance staff. My student body is great. The community is great. So everybody loves to come down here and just have a great night here at the stadium and just enjoy and fellowship. So it's really great. I love the facility here, and we get compliments all the time about how great our school is. And I can't do it by myself. I really have a great staff that keeps it and up.
Well, you got to give yourself a little bit of credit because, I've always heard that the people at the top surround themselves by the best.
Exactly, and I do have a great staff.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. You see some of the halftime festivities still going on here at halftime. We'll take a break and come back and show you a little bit more of halftime festivities. Miss Oob, if you need to get out of here, you're welcome to it, but you're more than welcome to stay with us. I'd rather have you sitting next to me than Dennis McCain.
Well, thank you so much.
We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. all backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
B1 Bank has all the tools I need to make my commercial banking experience uncomplicated. From online banking to the B1 Bank mobile app, I can manage my accounts anytime, anywhere. Whether I need to quickly verify a payment or transfer funds, I know I can keep track of my finances easily and securely. At B1 Bank, you can expect access to innovative technology in addition to personalized service. Learn more at b1bank.com. B1 Bank. Be uncomplicated.
Welcome back to St. James. As you see the court still being introduced here at St. James High School, and 10 members of the court. And there's our queen coming across the field now, making her way out to midfield. Maya Joseph is senior here at St. James High School, and she's being escorted by a St. James football player. That's number 15, Amir Broden, as Dennis McCain making his way back into the booth. You can probably hear him in the background as I meant to tell you before you picked your headset up. We didn't kill your mic.
We're on the air.
Well, we're on the air.
Look, great interview at halftime, and what a fine lady Miss Oob is.
Yeah, outstanding. And I tell you what, I told her she could stay and take your place.
Yeah, she could.
Looked a lot better and sounded a lot better.
Right you are. I would agree.
So Maya Joseph, your 2025 St. James High School homecoming queen. And Jaden Carter, last year's queen, will do the presentation. And as Miss Oob mentioned, she made it down. She's up in college up in North Louisiana, and she came down to do the presentation. And there's your king and there's your queen. So not a bad night for Mr. Broden. He puts on the football uniform. They come out here and get up 40-something in the first half. He gets to bring the homecoming queen across the court. They give him a king crown. I mean, he's got a pretty good night going.
Well, my question is, how do you know all this information?
Well, if you would pay attention.
Oh, somebody told you.
If you would pay attention.
If you listen, that's right.
All week I prepare for things like this.
Good job.
While you're doing other things. Not sure what you're doing, but.
Good job.
One of these years I'm going to figure it out.
Well, a great homecoming presentation we had tonight by St. James, and what a tradition they have at this high school as they welcome all of their alumni back to St. James Parish. Of course, we mentioned earlier that Lutcher's on the other side of the river, but you know what? They haven't played each other in a few years.
I did not know that.
But they're thinking about it.
Oh, I bet they're thinking hard about it.
Congratulations to all of our homecoming court tonight. St. James High School. So we'll take a break and pause for a moment. Then we'll come with more of halftime festivities in just a moment.
"90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections."
We're back on the Mississippi River, not right on the Mississippi like we used to be, but the new school. I keep saying new school. I just haven't been here in a while, but a beautiful facility.
Something Ms. Oob reminded me of at halftime, and I think you were out politicking with some of the alumni, but which you do so well. The last time they won a state championship was in 2019, which was the first year that they moved into the new school. It's kind of like the new school's kind of like in Baton Rouge, the new Mississippi River Bridge, which is now 40 years old.
From the 40?
50 years old. 50 years old. The old bridge and the new bridge is kind of like the old school and the new school, but it's still called the new school.
Yep, sure is, and it's a beautiful school, and you can look. You're seeing the field right there, artificial surface, and the big Wildcat. They've had that same Wildcat for 50 years. The logo, St. James High School. And, boy, they're having a big night. Out to a 46-0 lead and just cruising tonight to a win.
Well, it's not so much penalties and turnovers like happened last week in our game. Ponchatoula they've turned it over once, and they don't have a whole lot of penalties. But it's almost like a turnover or a penalty when you're losing 5 or 6 yards on that first down or second down. You're always behind the chains, and you're always having to, well, guess what? It's 3rd and 15. We have to throw it. Well, when they know what you're going to do, it makes the defense that much better.
And then on the other side, St. James picking up 4 yards on first down.
Right. They're in 2nd and short, and Ponchatoula's in 2nd and 15. It's a bit. That's the difference in your game.
Makes a big difference if you're offensive coordinator. If you're playing it 2nd down and 5, gives you a lot of options, and that's what St. James has been doing tonight. But that offensive line from St. James, we talked about their defensive line, but the offensive line is doing a great job of opening holes. And
well, both the offensive and defensive lines of St. James have kind of dominated the game, and you always get the name calling of your wideouts and your running backs and your quarterbacks, but those guys in the trenches are what make it all happen.
Well, the St. James Wildcat Band.
We're in extended time.
Yeah, that's right.
So halftime.
Maybe we can enjoy a little bit of the band.
Yeah, let's go down to the field, and we'll show you some of the St. James Wildcat Band.
Good job by the St. James Band. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with more halftime festivities from St. James High School, St. James Parish, Louisiana. We're back and glad that you have stayed with us on the Rev High School Game of the Week. 46-0, a big lead for St. James, and still a lot of football to be played.
Both teams not on the field yet, as Ponchatoula has doing some stretching to our left down in the end zone, and St. James has not come out of the locker room yet.
Well, these homecoming games tend to be a little longer.
Well, halftime, I believe, was 30 minutes. It was a half hour tonight. So that while we've got a chance before we start the second half, let's talk about the people that make it happen. Some of our sponsors, Custom Touch Homes, Louisiana. Stop in and see Mr. Kevin Ashey or Scott Larson, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. They're at 13548 Airline Highway. Your Restore Louisiana modular home superstore. Roadrunner Towing. You don't think about needing a tow, but when you do, go with the best. Miss Judy Smart and Paul Lowe at Roadrunner Towing. And Gabriel Building Supply. Stop in and see Jasmine and Miss Devon on Pine Street, 510 West Pine Street in Ponchatoula.
No, we couldn't do it without these fine sponsors. And as you look at the Ponchatula Green Wave, as you said, they're stretching a little bit, and St. James now making their way onto the field. It's halftime on a Friday night in Louisiana. So we'll take a break and we'll come back and talk a little bit, and then we'll have the second half kickoff on the Rev High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on VSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
We're at St. James High School with Rob Mushmack, Dennis McCain on a Friday night. Rob, we have played in our fourth game of the schedule, and next week we're going to be in Louisiana's capital city.
We'll be in Baton Rouge, home of Billy Cannon and
George Rice.
Mooney Winston. Big and little
Fuzzy Brown.
Fuzzy Brown. And the Estruma Indians. Of course, Sid Edwards kind of revived that program. Now the mayor of Baton Rouge, Sid's supposed to be with us next week from the reservation. As
he's coming to join us.
Landry out of New Orleans will be in Baton Rouge playing against the Estruma Indians.
Yeah, I had a nice talk with the mayor last night, and you know what he was talking about, his visit to St. James and what he remembers about going, and he mentioned that train a couple of times.
Well, I bet he did, because that train was blowing the horn when they kicked the field goal to beat St. James.
Right.
We remember that game too.
Well, he said it was very cold, but we were probably up in a warm press box. But
well, I was in a press box. You were probably in a suite.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we surely enjoy doing these games, and we thank you for tuning in each and every week for the Rev High School Game of the Week. At Estruma team you talked about, Rob, they're really, really, what a tradition they have, because, in one decade they won 5 of the 10 state championships in Louisiana. But just to have now Billy Cannon was born in Mississippi.
Well, what are you trying to say?
Well, his dad went to work for Exxon, which put him at Estruma. And speaking of Billy Cannon, the Tigers are going to play Ole Miss, and you have to remember back when Billy Cannon raced 89 yards for a touchdown. I think 10 Rebels touched him, but he scored, and then LSU hung on the end with a goal line stand to beat Ole Miss 7-3, and then another game.
Well, of course, you would remember that.
No, I read a lot, Rob.
I was a mere thought.
But Another game, 1972. 4 seconds to play in the game. Bert Jones, the Ruston Rifle. He played for the Bearcats in high school. 4 seconds to go. The LSU had the ball at the 10. He goes back.
Let me guess.
He throws the ball.
Brad Davis
from
incomplete.
No. What they did is they threw it to the end zone incomplete, but 4 seconds. Ole Miss players jumped up. The Rebel fans thought they had won the game, but guess what? They were in Tiger Stadium.
1 second.
1 second to go. Then Brad Davis.
Touchdown.
From Hammond, played for the Tornadoes in high school, got it at about right on the goal line in that southeast corner and dove it in for a touchdown, and then the Tigers won it. And you know what the state of Mississippi did after that?
Yeah, they started giving speeding tickets to anybody from
No.
Louisiana.
Oh, they might. You could be right about that. But this is a true story. Anywhere you entered Louisiana from Mississippi, they put up a sign that said, "You're entering the state of Louisiana. Set your clock back 4 seconds."
Well, we're about ready to go here in the second half. I'm sure they've had enough of us.
Yeah, no doubt.
We need some football.
No, let's thank some more sponsors. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment on the REV High School Game of the Week. Here we go now. We're ready to go as St. James has the ball teed up. And you might notice that the clock is running as the Wildcats kick it off. And Ponchatoula will have the ball to start the second half with a good return out to almost the 40-yard line. And let's see what Ponchatoula does. Let's see if the Green Wave can get something going here.
And it has been confirmed that we are on a running clock here in the second half, so don't think that something's wrong with your television screen. That both schools have agreed to the running clock for the second half, and Ponchatoula to get it cranked up.
First down, and that's just about what we've been seeing all night is a handoff. St. James in the backfield and a loss of 2 yards on first down.
Malvo with the attempt.
Basso and Malvo, the running backs tonight for the Green Wave so far, and Oakwan is in the game at quarterback, and he'll hand it off. That's Malvo again, and he's across the 45-yard line. He's out to the 47, but that will be about 4 yards short of a first down.
Darryl Jasmine in on the stop for St. James.
Third down and a long 3 to go for Ponchatula. The Green Wave play it from their own 47. A big homecoming crowd at St. James. Nowhere to go in the middle, a gain of maybe 2. And that'll set up a fourth down situation.
Yeah, Dan, it's going to be fourth and about 1.5 yards. Braden Hurst, big defensive lineman, enters the game. They've got him at tight end, lined up in the tight end.
So they got Walker in the Wildcat now. Let's see what he does. They need a couple. He keeps it. He's looking for running room, and he is not going to do it. I don't think so, Rob. I don't think he got back to the first down marker. Looked like he was about 1 yard short, and if he is short. It will turn it over to St. James.
Yeah, he's going to come up about a yard short, so it will be first down right at midfield for St. James. And the Wildcat offense heads back out onto the field, and they've got a bunch of new bodies out there.
Well, let's pull our programs out and see.
Well, it's going to be Jaden Villanova at quarterback. He was running tailback in the first half. Now he's going to be at quarterback.
So Villanova at quarterback will hand it off to a new back that they're going to get in the game. Let's see if we can get his number.
Yeah, it looked like Pittman, Derek Pittman.
So Pittman in the game, and he'll get a couple of yards as you see the clock continue to run down to 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Villanova, Pittman again in the backfield. Tight formation except for that wide receiver to the right, and he is going to come into play as Villanova throws the ball incomplete. He tried to get it out there to number 80.
Peyton Williams.
Ball to wide of the target. So it's 3rd down and 8 to go for the Wildcats. Wide receiver to the left, and they have a couple of men in the slot, and a wide receiver to the right. And Villanova will take the snap, and he'll fake the handoff, keep it. The Green Wave grab him, detain him. Now they grab him again, and they pull him down at about the 48-yard line. I think they'll give him his forward progress. Let's see if
St. James will punt the football.
Yeah, they'll give it to him at the 49, but that'll set up a 4th down situation, and the Wildcats will punt it to the Green Wave.
And guess who's going to punt it? Villanova.
He's doing it all tonight. Standing back at his own 36-yard line. We haven't seen a... Is that the first punt for St. James tonight?
I think it is.
Well, here is the snap, and the punt is almost blocked. It's kicking down to about the 23-yard line. Ponchatoula will go to work right there on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
3-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. VSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
It's the REV High School Game of the Week. St. James with a 46-0 lead. This is their homecoming. They do stop the clock momentarily here as Ponchatula puts it in play.
As soon as the official signals, there it is.
So the Green Wave will have the ball, and they'll spot it at their own 23-yard line. Aucoin, who has been the quarterback tonight, most of the night. They'll put Walker in the Wildcat now and then. There's a handoff for about 4 yards on first down as they give it to Basso that time. 2nd down, and give him 5 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 5, a short 5 actually to go for the Green Wave. Aucoin hands it off again, and this time there's nothing there at all. Loss of a couple of feet there for Ponchatoula. That'll set up a third down and almost 5 to go for the young men from Ponchatoula, Louisiana.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention the strawberries.
Absolutely. That's where the Strawberry Festival is. Depends on which town you ask in Tangipahoa Parish. Well, they have strawberries in every town, all the way up to Tickfaw. And here is Oakwan looking to throw. He throws the ball, and it's incomplete, out of bounds, and that'll bring up a fourth down. As the clock continues to tick at 3 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Ponchatula to punt it. So the Green Wave will punt it, and St. James will get it again. As once again we mentioned to you that we do have a running clock as the snap is high, and
that'll be a safety.
He's going out of the back of the end zone for a safety, and that left the lead to 48-0.
So that'll make the score 48-0 St. James.
And Ponchatoula will have to kick it back to St. James. Nothing really going right for Ponchatoula tonight. But this is a good St. James football team, and you better watch them from here on out. Let's take a short break, and we'll be right back on the REV High School Game of the Week.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. BSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
Well, you're watching the REV High School Game of the Week, presented by Custom Touch Homes of Louisiana, our presenting sponsor on the REV High School Game of the Week.
We love them. Couldn't do it without them. Thank you, Kevin Ashe. Thank you, Scott Larson. Custom Touch Homes, Louisiana, right there on Airline Highway in Gonzales.
So Ponchatula, because of the safety, will have to kick it to St. James. And a nice run back inside the 40-yard line, all the way to the 30. Great field position for St. James, as that time Villanova raced the ball for a big run back.
Vaden Zadalis was there for Ponchatoula to make the stop as we await the Wildcat offense coming back onto the field. Villanova going to be still in at quarterback. Second series of the second half, under a minute to go in the third quarter.
So the ball is at the 29-yard line. Handed off on the left side to the 25, down to the 20, down to the 14-yard line.
That's going to be Rakai Lee.
So you get him in the game. They're getting a number of players in, and that's what you need to do. As Lee took the football on a big gain.
And that'll be it for the third quarter.
So the third quarter is over. Our new score is 48-0. St. James on the REV High School Game of the Week.
You're passionate about the game. Thibodeau Regional Sports Medicine Center is passionate about your safety through education, conditioning, and injury prevention strategies. Our team of sports medicine trained experts is dedicated to help keep you safe. But if an injury does occur, we have the expertise to help you get safely back to the game. So whether you play competitively or just enjoy a friendly game, Thibodeau Regional Sports Medicine Center is here to help keep you safe.
It's the REV High School Game of the Week as we thank some very important people.
Brought to you by Custom Touch Homes of Louisiana. Stop in and see Kevin Ashe, your Restore Louisiana Modular Home Store. Roadrunner Towing, Miss Judy Smart and Paul Lowe. You don't think about needing a tow, but when you do it with the best. And Gabriel Building Supply on Pine Street in Ponchatoula, GabrielBuildingSupply.com.
So St. James getting another touchdown. They're fast on that whistle, buddy.
Dylan Clark, the sophomore wide receiver, takes the end around, and they used to call that a reverse.
They did, and it's a touchdown for St. James as they continue to pour it on. Very happy homecoming for St. James. The Wildcats upping their lead to 54-0 with the extra point still to come. So Shake Snyder into the game to try.
Blocked again.
To convert it, but he won't. They haven't been successful on the extra point, but they are putting points up. It's 54-0. St. James on the REV High School Game of the Week. $54 for St. James and nothing for Ponchatula. St. James will kick it off and Ponchatula will get the ball again. So the clock does stop momentarily, but then we'll start again after the kickoff. And we'll have a running clock as Jake Snyder gets the ball teed up. All right, here we go. St. James to kick it off. The REV High School Game of the Week. It's been all St. James tonight. That's what their alumni wanted on homecoming, and they're getting it as Shake Snyder puts a foot into the ball.
Going to be Walker with it. Look out. I'll tell you, he's dangerous.
Yep, he sure is. He breaks a tackle and goes across the 40-yard line with it.
An ankle tackle brings him down. Or it'd have been left up to Shake Snyder to save the touchdown.
So that's where Ponchatula will play it at their own 44-yard line. And they're going to stay with that same offense that they've had tonight as Oakwan is coming back in the game to call the signals, and he'll hand it off on the left side.
Fumble.
The ball's on the ground. St. James says they're saying that they have it. The official is coming in to look at it. Still no signal.
That was Landon Brown, the ball carrier, and they're going to say that Ponchatula recovered the fumble.
So they got a new ball carrier in the game, a new tailback in Brown. And we'll probably see a lot of new players tonight as Oakland is calling his signals. And they have it 2nd down and 9 to go. Ponchatoula will just hand it away and a gain of just 1.
Devontae Williams in at running back for Ponchatoula.
So that's a good thing. Give a number of players a chance to run the football, and that's what Ponchatoula is doing as the clock is running. And Oakland is throwing, and he throws it wide and incomplete. As our clock continues to run, it's down to 7 minutes. 34 seconds to go. A running clock as this game has been over for a long time as St. James took control early.
Yeah, that first quarter was just way more than Ponchatoula could muster, and they put up 33 in that first quarter, and Ponchatoula just never able to get anything going offensively. They'll have to punt it away again here to St. James.
So the punt is lazy going down the field, and St. James will have it. And they have the football game under control. As you see, the clock is just a running clock. And if you're not familiar with that rule, that is one that the coaches have an option to do in Louisiana.
Yeah, it's one you never hope has to be used, but in some situations it's
needed.
I was waiting for you to pick up on that one.
All right, here we go. St. James with the football and just trying to run out the last 6 minutes of the clock as they hand off. They won't do it like that. A loss of 3 on the play, maybe 4. And that'll get us down to that water break.
Yeah.
So we'll take a timeout. That's one way to stop the clock for hydration. On the REV High School Game of the Week, it's a Friday night in Louisiana.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. BSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
Welcome back, everybody, as we play the last 5 minutes and 52 seconds of the game. St. James took control of this game early, and now they just want to see the last 5 minutes, 50 seconds or so tick off the clock.
Well, this is where you don't want any injuries.
Right.
That's
string it out wide.
Fine defensive effort that time. Nice play.
Number of new players in the game.
I wasn't sure for a minute if he was on the roster, but he is. That's number 21. That's Robert Taylor.
Good job by Taylor as he hits the St. James running back in the backfield, and that'll set up now
3rd and 22.
3rd and the Mississippi River to go. as they are striking from west to east. And the clock is now ticked down to 5 minutes. St. James with the football, and we're just going to play out those last 5 minutes of a homecoming victory for the St. James Wildcats. Hand it off. A couple of yards, and St. James will punt it. And
Alex Lloyd was in at quarterback on that series for, I've checked that. Levante Davis was in at quarterback for St. James on that possession.
Villanova to punt it away. Ponchatula to get the football as the clock continues to tick. A high snap, and Villanova kicks the
got
football.
It away. Yeah, got it away.
And it takes a bounce out to the 42. That's where Ponchatula will
Now, here's my
play.
point. If Villanova would have gotten hit there, that would have been roughing the kicker.
Inside the tackle
because
box.
He's inside the tackle box. I want to revisit that last week.
Well, you've mentioned it a number of times.
I'd love for someone to give us, if that's the correct call, I would love to know it. But there was a lot of people that had the same feeling I did last week in the stadium.
Yeah,
because I was asked about it after the game.
Right, right. So you know, there's even a conversation about some of the punters from Australia who take 5 or 6 steps and then punt it. You know, when do you become a runner? But they go back to that tackle box rule. Here's a handoff, and
Darren Brumfield.
We got 3 minutes to go. 2nd down and 10 for Ponchatula. Young men from Tangipahoa Parish, or Hoa, Tangipahoa Parish, if you prefer. Second down, 10 to go for the Green Wave as they're just looking to run the clock out. Handoff on the left side, a gain of about 4. So they get a new running back in the game. And that's number 85, Williams. Devontae Williams. Making it 3rd down, 7 to go for the Green Wave of Ponchatoula. Fake the pass, run it for a couple of yards, and then here come the Wildcats as they hurry up to the football. They've done a great job of flying in tonight.
That's Perry with the football, Briston Perry.
And they gang tackle, and that'll make it 4th down as the clock has gone to 1 minute and 34 seconds to go. So the Green Wave will just go for it on 4th down now. They have 4th down and 3 to go. They have Perry in at quarterback. He'll hand it off to the left side, and a nice run and a 1st down for the Green Wave as they get it to Brown, Landon Brown, and he picks up a 1st down for Ponchatula. So the Green Wave would love to get in the end zone here at the end.
You know they would.
But the clock's ticking, and it's already down now to 45 seconds to go. Handoff, delayed handoff, gain of just a couple. That's not going to get it to the end zone. Got it that time to Williams. So the clock is going to be down under 10 seconds before the Green Wave can snap the ball. Could be the last play of the game. Handoff out to the outside, and that is just about going to wrap it up as the train whistle blows and the fireworks go off. In St. James Parish, St. James High School, the Wildcats on homecoming win it. And they win it big, 54-0, as we take a break on the REV High School Game of the Week.
"90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections."
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
Did you or a loved one have a game or event on BSN that you would like to keep forever?
Three-pointer, it's good!
Well, now you can. BSN is now offering past games and events available to purchase on specially packaged thumb drives. For $29.99 and $7 for shipping, we'll send that special keepsake on a thumb drive with the game matchup graphic and info labeled right on the box. Go to Varsity Sports now. Click on the Purchased Games tab and fill out the information for the cherished memories of a lifetime.
We're back, everybody. Welcome into the booth with Rob Mishmack, Dennis McCain, and it was all St. James tonight. That's about all you can say.
Yeah, well, everything you heard about St. James that we had heard prior to this week they're the real deal. I mean, they've got speed, they've got size. I mean, just a ton of athletes, and they do an outstanding job of running their offense and putting their playmakers positions to make plays, and when they do, they make plays.
Well, they're going to go a long way this year, and we want to take this opportunity to thank everybody at REV who supports this broadcast. Our director, Priya, who's in the press box with us, and we want to talk about next week. We're going to Estruma High School. We're going to be on Winburn in Louisiana's capital city.
The reservation.
And they're going to be taking on Landry from New Orleans, and we invite you to tune in for that one.
We'll be 7 o'clock next Friday night at Estruma High School, and the following week we're the traveling road show. We head over to Slidell for Pearl River, that Pearl River just north of Slidell, and we've got several. We'll be back at Slidell in week 9 for Salmon, and then we've got of course week 8 we've got Dunham, the number 1 player in the country, and their quarterback, and week 10 we finish it up at St. Sanama at Denham Springs. So we've got some quality games, some higher classification and lower for classification games, and I'm ready for it. It's hard to believe, but next week season's halfway over.
Well, you just wrapped us up, partner. We're done from St. James High School. We want to thank all of you for watching. 54-0. St. James. For Priya, our director, for everybody at REV, for my broadcast partner, Rob Mushmack, I'm Dennis McCain from St. James Parish, St. James High School. Good night, everybody.